Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a blue look using the Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson Mini Controversy palette. I was talking in yesterday's video about how the look that I had on in that video, I had used all of the shades except for the two blues on the bottom. So I'm going to be using those today. And FYI, I was talking about this shade yesterday somewhat critically. And I did a swatch yesterday afternoon. I swatched that shade wet and it was really pretty. So next time I use that shade, I will use it wet and I should have no problems with it. Okay, so I am going to prime my eyes using Amuse Cosmetics eyeshadow primer. This is from shopmisse.com. And normally, I like to use colored bases, but with the Jeffree Star shadows, you don't have to do that because they're always very pigmented. But another reason why I don't want to use a colored base today is because I want to see I want to see and I want to show you how pigmented the shadows are without using a colored base. I can always do that again some other time with the colored base just to see how it affects the colors and the tones and that type of thing. But where we're going to be using these blues today for the first time, I think it would be best just to use this. And this is like a pinky beige color. If you've ever had MAC Painterly Paint Pot, it's kind of like that, except it's a little bit more on the pink side. In my opinion, this is a dupe for MAC Painterly Paint Pot, so that's called Clean Slate by Amuse Cosmetics. Okay, what I am going to do is I'm going to start with this e.l.f. brush, and I'm going to go into Flat Earth, which is a super, super pale blue. And I'm going to put that as my brow bone highlight. And this is a matte. It's very pigmented, but it's just extremely light in color. I'm also going to put that as my inner corner highlight. And I'm also going to put that on the inner portion of my lids. Every time I dip my brushes into these shadows, I'm trying to go like way over in the corner because I don't want to mess up the patterns. They're so cute. I love how he does that, puts little designs on the eyeshadows. I mean, it's an extra step for them, but why not, right? Makes it way more interesting to look at. Okay, I'm really packing this on because I want that light blue to pop as much as possible. Oh, that's very pretty. Very pretty. Okay. All right, next. I am going to take this Real Techniques brush and we're going to go into Canceled, which is sort of a mid-tone bright matte shade. Whenever I use these kind of shadows, I'm always wondering, is this going to stain my brush? I have a brush that I used to use all the time that I really loved. It was this type of crease brush with the shape and everything. And it is now permanently an aqua color because one of my eyeshadow palettes stained it forever. So I only use that brush now when I'm using aqua. And no, I don't remember which brand that was that did that off the top of my head. I should know though. Wow, I barely touched that shadow and look at all that pigment. This must be a pressed pigment rather than a regular eyeshadow. And that information would be on the box. So whenever you buy Jeffree Star eyeshadow palettes, make sure that you save that box so that you can reference it whenever you want. I don't know if that information is on his website or not. I mean, why would you want to get rid of that box anyway, right? It's so interesting looking. That's one of the things I think that's the big draw with his products, is his products aesthetically, to look at them, are like a work of art. Okay, now I'm gonna buff out those edges at the end, but for now, I'm just gonna dip my brush back in that blue, and we're gonna also put some of that right in the middle of my lid. Okay, now I'm going to take this other Real Techniques brush and I'm going to go into the Simulation, which is the deepest one of the bunch. And this is a shimmer. It would have made so much more sense to me to make this one a matte and this one the shimmer, right? In terms of like the depth of the color, but so I'm going to go right in the outer portion of my look here. Not actually blending this so much as I am dabbing it because I want to get the placement just right. And like I said, I'm going to blend out the edges after. And again, that is really, really pigmented, so I'm going to have to do a lot of blending, I think. Okay, so I don't have as much of a gradient effect as I would like, so I'm going to go back and just gently press my brush into the shade Canceled, which is the one in the middle, and put a little bit more of that in the middle. I'm going to try a little bit more. Okay, now I'm going to touch up the inside part again with the shade Flat Earth. So I want to be able to see all three shades. This kind of tutorial is kind of hard to film because it's not just a case of put something down and move on. When you're doing like that 3-colored effect there, you have to just determine how much more of anything you're going to need. All right, now we're going to go in with a small pencil brush. This is by Jojoba. And I'm going to pick up a little bit of Flat Earth, and I'm going to put that on the lower lash line at the beginning, or in the inner section. And I'm going to do the same thing underneath the eye that I did above the eye. So next I'm going to go into Cancelled with the same brush. And just do the middle part. Then I'm going to go into the simulation with the same brush and do the outer part. And make sure that I connect it to what I did over here. And even bring it, extend it a little bit. And then I'm just touching up the very corner of it to get the shape that I want. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with this blending brush. This is a NYX number 16 brush. And I'm just going to buff out the edges. And because I had that light blue up above, it's gonna be so much easier to blend it out because of that, because I am working with only one color. Okay, so the next step is going to be eyeliner, and I'm going to use Maybelline Tattoo Studio Gel Pencil Liner in Deep Onyx. Yes. And this needs to be sharpened. When it comes to eyeliners, I think most people like retractable liners because it's easy and you don't have to sharpen them. But I hate how when you buy one of those, the texture changes. After a couple of weeks, it starts to dry out and then you don't like it as much anymore. So even though it's a pain in the neck, it is better to buy the kind that you have to sharpen. That way you don't have to deal with that. Okay, now I just sharpen this. Let me show you a trick. Take a piece of Scotch tape. Now I've got some jagged edges. Can you see that? Where it like fractured the eyeliner because of my sharpener. So I'm going to take a piece of tape and press it and roll it so that those jagged edges are gone. Because if I don't do that, it's just going to make a mess when I'm trying to apply it. So try it sometime. It definitely helps if your sharpener chews up your liner a little bit. Okay, I'm going to put this on the waterline. And I'm also going to put it on the tight line. You might have noticed if you watch my video, if you've been watching me, that I haven't been doing that winged liner anymore. I think it was a phase I was going through. I don't know. I liked it at the time, but I don't really like the way it looks as much as I do this kind of liner. I've reverted back to what I used to do before. I think this type of liner looks better on anyone who has hooded eyes or somebody that's older like myself. Because you're not drawing over fine lines and wrinkles, you're just giving it definition. All right, I'm going to finish up the other eye and then apply mascara, and I will be back. Hey, I just wanted to mention I was working on the other eye, and you know how I use that same small pencil brush underneath the eye for the 3 different colors? I thought to myself, oh my gosh, you know, I'm going to have all 3 colors on the brush now, so when I do the other eye, that could be a problem. So I took this out. Have you ever seen one of these? I think they're called color swatch. It's just this hard black substance. They have expensive versions of this. I found this at Dollar Tree, and it works just as well as higher-end versions, I'm sure. You know, it doesn't take every single bit of color off, but you just rub your brush over the surface of it and it removes a good portion of it. I mean, this was such a bright shade that it does take off most of it. So if you're ever at Dollar Tree, this one does work and it's worth $1. Okay, so I finished up the other eye and added eyeliner, curled my lashes, put mascara on, and this is what it looks like. Now these are predominantly matte eyeshadows, so 2 out of 3 of them are matte, and I can't help wondering how a setting spray would affect this, because usually if I do my makeup and I have on mostly matte eyeshadows, setting spray isn't really gonna do much, but where I've got that other darker one in the edge there, I'm just kind of curious to see what it will do. So let's use the setting spray and see what happens. I'm just going to use this LA Colors setting spray. This is so inexpensive, but I'm ending up really liking it. The bottle is so tiny though, it's not going to last long. But yeah, let's just see what, it may not have any effect on it at all, but I've been kind of curious about that. So let's see. If you don't dry your setting spray, it can get like blotchy or weird. It can deposit like dots on your face, so that's why I'm using this fan. Okay. Ooh, I feel like that merged the shadows, the 3 colors, it kind of merged them together a little bit more. So yeah, there is a slight difference there. It almost is like I continue to blend the eyeshadows a little bit. So that's my blue look from the Mini Controversy palette. Now, if you do this, you may not want to wear a fluorescent yellow sweater. And I went with a dark, really dark nude lip. This is Jeffree Star Leo Velour Liquid Lipstick. I don't know what it is, you guys. I went from wearing black shirts and doing wearable, muted color makeup to now I just can't get enough color, and I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But just lately I've been really drawn to bright colors. And this is not really the best time of the year to be drawn to bright colors, but I guess there doesn't have to be a season for it, right? So anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, so I probably won't be able to film a video, but maybe. You never know, but I doubt it. Bye, guys. Have a good holiday. Bye.